Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Michael /PokeOz. We talk all things Pokemon card investing on this channel, and in today's video, I'm going to talk you through the 3 milestones, in my opinion, of Pokemon card investing. If you are new here, of course, I said my name's Michael /PokeOz, and we do talk all things Pokemon card investing. My backstory, I've sold cars for a very long time. I worked for Toyota. And I have been Pokemon card hobbying, collecting, investing for as long as I know. I've really taken a shine to sealed investing about 6 years ago and towards the end of Sun and Moon era. And there we go. That's my backstory when it comes to investing. So the 3 milestones. This is one of those videos you don't need to watch. There's going to be no graphics up on the screen. This is a tune in and listen. Go for a walk, put the headphones in, pop it on the telly while you're doing some housework at home, or pop it on the radio while you're going for a drive in the car. First milestone I wanted to talk to you about is just starting. And the whole idea behind this video when it comes to milestones is the end game is developing income. The whole idea behind investing is to develop income. That's just a no-brainer. You don't invest in something to lose money. That's just pointless. You might as well go play the pokies, in my case, or sports bet, because whenever I do that, I lose. So investing, the whole end game is making money. So the first step, milestone number 1, and it's going to sound very, very blasé, and that is just start. Once you start, that's when things can start to accelerate and you can get the power of compounding interest, which I'll talk about in the Pokemon investing space a little bit further on in this video. But when you just start, what you'll find is a couple of things. When you're starting investing in Pokemon cards, particularly when it comes to sealed, because here's the difference when it comes to sealed and singles. For me, singles is more volatile. It's more a gamble. You can make massive gains really quickly, but you can also make massive losses really quickly. And generally speaking, especially if they're modern singles, the more of them that gets opened, so the more product that gets opened, the more singles will come on the market. And the more singles that come on the market, the more will get graded, which means the more PSA 10 copies there'll be. The thing about some of these vintage cards that are going up in value is they have real nostalgia and real collectability because they're really rare. There might only be 14 copies of a PSA 10, like a Gold Star Torchic. There might only be 20 copies of something in a PSA 10. They are super rare. To only have 20 copies in a PSA 10, crazy. But modern cards, we're talking like 20,000 plus copies, like the Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies, Lugia V from Silver Tempest, 20,000 plus copies of Lugia V. These aren't small numbers. So for me, investing in singles is very volatile. So I guess this video is going to be geared more towards the safer investment, in my opinion, which is sealed Pokemon card investing. Why? Because sealed product is deflationary. Yes, it can get reprints and the market massively expands its amount of product on there, but over time, like I'm talking 2 years, 5 years, 10 years plus, obviously more and more of this product will get opened. It is very popular to rip and ship older sets and stream them and do everything else in between. There are, of course, people that will keep them away as investments, and there are, of course, people that will keep them as collectibles and just display them on their shelves like this to say, I've got a piece of history left sealed. That does happen, of course, but overall, sealed product is deflationary, meaning there'll be less and less of them on the market as time goes by. So that's the focus of this video. So let's talk about just getting started. When you just get started as milestone number 1, what you'll find is you don't get much returns because you don't have much. That's a no-brainer. What you'll find is you'll be chipping away, spending more money than what you're making. You have to build a position. That's step number 1. Step number 1 is building a position, and that can take a lot of time. And you need to have some sort of end goal. So what you'll find is you might be just building a position. You might be once a week going, I'm going to buy myself a sealed product once a week. That might be your goal for 12 months or 24 months. And the end game might be for you, and this is going to be milestone number 2. Milestone number 2 is your end game for where you want to build that to, whether that's $10,000, whether that's $100,000, whether that's $500,000. I don't know what your end game is. That's for you to decide. But let's just use the scenario of $100,000 that whether it takes you 2 years or 3 years, your end game is to get to milestone number 2, which is your goal of a set limit on how much you want to have in your portfolio. And let's say it's $100,000. And here's the kicker, right? When you get started, milestone number 1, you're going to be spending a lot of capital. That's all you're going to be doing. Spend, 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 spend. This week, Elite Trainer Box. Next week, Booster Bundles. Next week, booster boxes. Or you might just say, I don't care about any of the ancillary products. All I want to do is invest in booster box. So week 1, booster box, week 2, booster box, week 3, booster box. And before you know it, after 6 months, 26 weeks of course, you have 26 booster boxes. After 1 year, you have 52 booster boxes. But still, all your gains, all your increase in your portfolio is predominantly coming from the capital that you're pouring in. And that can be tiring sometimes. You know what? Sometimes you can feel like giving up. Sometimes you might go, oh, 6 of those booster boxes that I bought, they've actually gone back in price a little bit because they've got a reprint. Man, is it time to give up? And that's the kicker. Like, don't give up during milestone number 1. That's the getting started or building phase. Like, that is milestone number 1. Don't give up. Like, you might think, oh, maybe I'm better off putting my money into something else. Before we jump into milestone number 2 and talk a little bit more about that, I just wanted to give a shout out to today's video sponsor, which is of course the Collector app. No graphics up on the screen, like I said, but to talk you through the Collector app, there'll be a link in the description to download it. Fantastic app. If you're an investor or collector alike, it has all your needs inside there. There's so many cool new features to this. The big one for me as an investor though is set analytics. I talk about set analytics all the time. This has everything. You can put in all your sealed product, all your single product. You can check out any set, Japanese, English, other languages when it comes to Pokemon cards. See total set value, look at the data for every card. If you are a pro user, it unlocks a lot more data. Like, you're getting full timelines back to 2020 for all history and data on singles and sealed product. Awesome app to have, the Collector app. So again, link in the description on that one. So after you finish the building phase, which is number 1, to get to whatever goal you wanted, which is milestone number 2, is your figure. And like I said, let's use the number $100,000. What you'll start finding is as you start putting capital in, you might keep building that number, of course, or you will keep building that number, I should say, but you're starting to see some returns because you've got $100,000 capital. That might be, in the grand scheme of things, that might be 1,000 booster boxes. I don't know. 100,000 maybe was a bit of a ludicrous sum to pick for your end game. It might be 50,000 or 30,000 or 25,000 or 10,000, doesn't matter. We'll just keep rolling with this example. So what you'll start seeing is, yes, you might be putting some more capital in, but you'll also start seeing some returns, particularly from some of those earlier booster boxes. So rather than putting in $100 of your own capital every week or $300 of your own capital every week, you might find that the selection of products that you already have is building that capital for you. It's growing without you having to do anything. Like, that's the beauty of milestone number 2, is that all that initial capital that you've put in is starting to do work for you. Booster boxes are starting to appreciate in value. Maybe they've hopped out of rotation. Maybe during this dip, you've gone back and gone, I didn't buy a booster box this week or this week, but now it's 3 weeks without buying something, but I've saved up enough. I'm going to dip back and buy myself one of those Sword and Shield booster boxes that's dropped down in price. You know, one of those sets that Pokeoz keeps harping on about, Brilliant Stars, Lost Origin, Fusion Strike, something that's pulled back 20% in the last 4 weeks. And, you know, it's a good pickup because they are very good Pokemon card sets. And in the future, they're going to be worth lots of money. And in 3 years' time, you might have bought a Lost Origin booster box for $850 US. And right now, in 3 years' time, now that it's doing work for you in the background, it's now worth $2,000 US or $1,800 US or whatever it might be. But as each week goes by, as each month goes by, yes, we see changes to the market like we're seeing at the moment. And we do typically see that around November, December. It's holiday period. People have got other things that they need to spend their money on. We do see dips in the market, but over time, like I'm talking, if we average out the appreciation of these products, you will start seeing capital returns. You'll start seeing your sealed products go up in value and increase the capital for you in the background. And then you can still chip away with your own capital to add to your position. And when we're talking about adding to position, that's milestone number 3, in my opinion, where it almost, your collection, your portfolio is self-managed. Like, it does your own work for you. Like, you might get one of your sealed product, like let's say hypothetically, at launch, you bought 5 Fusion Strike booster boxes for $100 US a piece. So you spent $500 US on Fusion Strike booster boxes. Okay, the set's been out for nearly 4 years now, and they've gone up to whatever they're at now, $900 US. So you've 9 extra money, which is insane gains. Like, that's abnormal gains. We've gone through a crazy period, which the market is, of course, seeing some correction at the moment. But let's say in another 5 years' time, those Fusion Strike booster boxes are now worth $1,800 US. So they've doubled in the next 5 years. You might go, well, you know what? I've seen so much, I'm still pouring in capital, buying new sets, but I've seen so much appreciation from those old products that I've bought that I can actually sell off one of my Fusion Strike boxes because I think it's maybe reached its peak, or it might not appreciate, or it's probably going to stagnate now that it's at that really high price, or the market volume or is slow on those products. I don't want to have a position of 100 Fusion Strike booster boxes that are worth 10 grand each and one sells a week and it's going to take me forever to sell them. So I might sell them off at 2 grand and reposition that capital. So you're not losing it from your portfolio, you're repositioning that capital onto new sets. And it might be Ascended Heroes. You might go, well, I'm going to sell one of my Fusion Strike booster boxes right now for $1,000 and reposition that into 10 Ascended Heroes Elite Trainer boxes. So then in 5 years' time, that $1,000, so 10 times $100 on Ascended Heroes booster boxes, they might be worth $500 each. And you've 5x'd your money in 5 years, and you might have thought, well, you know what, the Fusion Strike booster box wasn't going to do that for me. I don't think it was going to go from $2,000 to $10,000 in the next 5 years, or $1,000 to $5,000 in the next 5 years. I'm better off selling that now while the market's still hot on it and there's still demand for that product, that I can move them on and reposition it. That's milestone number 3 for me, where not only is your portfolio still growing, but you can remove and shuffle the funds into new products so it's almost self-sustainable. So you'll see the course here. You'll see where I've gone from milestone 1, 2 into milestone number 3. Milestone number 1 is where you are starting and pouring in all your own capital. Milestone 2 is where you've reached a goal, you've realized that you can still add in capital, but the original products that you've bought are starting to do work for you and you're putting in your own capital. And then milestone 3 is almost where it's self-managed, where it does its own work because you've bought or built up such a good position and such a good portfolio that you need to put in little to no capital. And that's the key word here, capital. Milestone number 1, you're putting in all your own capital. Milestone number 2, your collection's starting to do work for you. You don't need to put in as much capital. And milestone 3 is nearly where you can step back and go, you know what, I don't even need to put in any capital anymore. This is just going to keep growing for me. I've built such a good, that's what's called front loading an investment. You go so heavy at the start that over time, you just let Father Time do the work for you. You front load your investment and make the time do the work for you. I'm Michael /PokeyOz. Thanks so much for everyone tuning into this channel. It really means a lot. I'll catch everyone on the next episode.